What's up, what's going on, legends? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into Modern Warfare Zombies, and today I'm bringing you guys a mission guide for all the Act 3 Tier 2 missions. Alright, so first up, we have Firestarter. This one is going to be 2 parts, and it does require a specific ammo mod. So part 1 is asking us to ignite 50 zombies with Napalm Burst ammo mod. So first things first, you're going to need to acquire one of these. You guys already have access to the schematic. Before you guys actually go into your match, you can go ahead and craft one, giving you guys one then available in your backpack. When you guys actually infill, you'll be able to go ahead and equip it. If you guys are unable to craft one of these and you don't have one available in your stash, the next best thing for you to do is once you actually infill, go over to the Aether Nest, Infected Strongholds, or even the Mercenary Strongholds. Once you acquire a key card, clear those out. Inside there, you guys should be able to open enough caches. Within those caches should give you enough opportunities to hopefully find the ammo mod that you need. Once you guys have cleared enough of these and you guys get access to the Napalm Burst ammo mod, then you will finally be ready to take on this mission. Now, like we said, the first part's asking us to kill the 50 zombies with this Napalm Burst ammo mod. So now that you have access to your ammo mod, you'll go ahead and infill, and I definitely recommend not pack-a-punching to level 1 as it will make this mission a little bit easier. Then you guys go ahead and equip the Napalm Burst ammo mod, then head over near the Tier 2 zone. The reason you're heading over to the Tier 2 zone or nearby it is because you're going to want to be able to shoot at Tier 2 zombies, but also be nearby the Tier 1 zone, as you're not going to be very well equipped to be in the Tier 2 zone in general. Now, the idea here is you will be fighting zombies that are a bit overpowered, as again, you're not pack-a-punching to level 1, making your weapon a little underpowered, and you do have that Napalm Burst ammo mod, giving you a better chance at each zombie that you are shooting at for that ammo mod to then activate, giving you guys the ability to ignite the zombie, giving you progress towards your mission. So again, by being underpowered, you will have a better chance of actually igniting the zombie, being able to shoot them a consistent amount more times before eliminating them. Whereas in the Tier 1 zone, even if you do have a fairly weak weapon, you guys will be able to eliminate the zombies pretty quick, decreasing your chances of the ammo mod igniting. So you guys are just going to hang out near the Tier 2 zone, right inside of the Tier 2 zone, shooting the Tier 2 zombies with the pack-a-punchless weapon, with the Napalm Burst ammo mod. Once you guys are able to ignite the 50 zombies, part 1 is then complete. Now, part 2 is just asking us to ignite 5 special zombies with the Napalm Burst ammo mod. Now, you guys can knock this out alongside part 1 if you guys choose to go for the escort contracts. Again, make sure you guys don't pack-a-punch the weapon. And if you guys are looking for a fairly weak weapon to knock this out easier, especially in the Tier 1 zone, running the Riveter is a pretty good option, as it doesn't do a lot of damage, especially before getting upgraded or pack-a-punched. But throwing on that Napalm Burst ammo mod, especially going against the special zombies, which can be the Manglers, Mimics, or even Disciples, you guys should be able to shoot them quite a bit, giving you a pretty good shot for the Napalm Burst to then activate, igniting that special zombie, giving you progress towards your mission. Another option you have for going for the special zombies, let's say you go ahead and knock out part 1 and all you're looking for is special zombies at that point, you guys can then head over to the Infected Strongholds. Even in Tier 1, you guys can wander inside and a Mimic should spawn in somewhere within it. And also, you guys could head over to the Tier 2 zone, where on top of the Infested Strongholds in this location, sometimes there can be at least 1 Mimic and even 2. So you guys should be able to wander from Infected Stronghold to Infected Stronghold, especially if you only need a few more of these special zombies. And even wandering within the Tier 2 zone, you might even come across Manglers, Mimics, and even Disciples. But once you guys are able to go ahead and shoot them with your underpowered weapon, with the Napalm Burst ammo mod, finally igniting 5 special zombies, we'll knock out part 2 and complete this mission. Next up, we have Ghosted. This one is going to be a 2-parter and was probably one of my least favorite missions to complete out of all 3 acts. Part 1 is asking us to kill 100 zombies with the Aether Shroud field upgrade activated. So before you guys actually infill into your match, you want to make sure you guys do have this one equipped. Then once you guys actually infill, you're going to need to build up that field upgrade. So I recommend running around the map, just eliminating zombies until you actually have it available. Or you guys can go ahead and get ahead of yourself, grabbing a contract such as maybe an Escort or an Outlast, giving you guys a significant amount of zombies to eliminate to build the field upgrade. And also, once you guys actually have the field upgrade available, you will have a good horde of zombies to eliminate once you activate the field upgrade. Now, I do want to mention the most frustrating part about this mission is once you actually have your Aether Shroud available and you activate it, about 50% of the time that you have to actually get the eliminations, your arm is swung to the side, essentially hip firing kind of inaccurately, not really allowing you to focus on the crit spots, getting your elimination significantly slower, and then by the time you get full control of your weapon again, half the time has already been used. So you aren't going to get a ton of eliminations with each use of your Aether Shroud, so it is very possible you guys might have to build up your Aether Shroud up to even 10 times. Now, you guys could get really lucky during the Aether Shroud window. Maybe you guys do have an insta-kill and you're going to be able to eliminate 20 plus zombies as long as you have a good group, but I did find it was pretty inconsistent with how many zombies I was going to be able to eliminate, and sometimes it kind of just depended on the accuracy of my hip fire during the first half of the activation of that Shroud. Again, the hardest part about doing this is that it is a little bit frustrating that every time you build up that Aether Shroud, 50% of the time is just wasted firing to the side instead of being able to fully use that time. So I think one thing they could do to make this a lot better would be to extend the time period in which the Shroud is active, or during the Shroud, maybe they just limit the amount of time your arms push to the side. Basically, just go keep completing these types of contracts, building up zombies, getting your Aether Shroud, activating, eliminating as many zombies as you can. Another thing I can recommend to make this a bit easier is to bring decoy grenades. That way, once you guys actually have a horde, you can throw the decoy, kind of grouping up those zombies that you need, then being able to activate your Shroud, centering your aim in that general area, being able to eliminate quite a few more. Once you guys are actually able to eliminate the 100 zombies zombies during the Aether Shroud field upgrade activation, you guys will knock out part 1. And part 2 is just asking us to kill 20 mercenaries with the Aether Shroud active. So this is going to be a lot more complicated than part 1, as you guys can't actually build up your field upgrade eliminating mercenaries. And obviously coming across mercenaries is a lot less frequent than the zombies, so you guys will have to go out of your way, build up your field upgrade by eliminating zombies. Then once you're ready, head over to a merc camp, mercenary stronghold. Even an Aether Extractor contract will be a good option for this. Then you'll head over to it with your field upgrade already available. Be able to put yourself in a position in that area where you do have sight of quite a few of the mercs. Then you'll be able to activate your field upgrade. I definitely recommend doing this at the camps, as they do tend to stand in the open a little bit more frequent, because then can pop your Aether Shroud. In that time period, you might only be able to get 2 or 3 eliminations. You're just going to want to make best use you can of the Aether Shroud, because it is going to be a lot more challenging to hit these guys from the hip than it was for part 1 to do with the zombies. It is very possible you guys only get like a maximum of 3 mercenary eliminations within a single activation of your Aether Shroud. However, you guys are just going to want to take whatever you guys can get, then head over to get some more zombie eliminations to build it back up. Then you guys could even head back to the same mercenary camp, as long as you guys didn't eliminate all of them. Activate it again, eliminate as many as you can, head over, rebuild it, kind of repeat the process. It's very likely for this second part you will have to get more Aether Shrouds than you did even to get 100 zombies for part 1. You guys are just going to continue the process, although it is very tedious, making your way back over to those mercenary camps, eliminating as many as you can with the Aether Shroud active, and just going and grabbing yourself more zombies to get your field upgrade back again. But once you guys are actually able to kill the 20 mercenaries during the Aether Shroud being active, that will knock out part 2 and complete this mission. Alright, next up we have alternate current. This one is going to be 2 parts, and it's pretty easy to actually accomplish, as part 1's asking us to hit 10 mercenaries with the Tesla Storm field upgrade. So similar to the last mission, you are going to need to go ahead and infill with the Tesla Storm already equipped. Once you guys get in, you will go ahead and eliminate zombies, whether you guys do a contract to get them a little bit quicker, or you guys just run around eliminating them to build up that field upgrade. Once you guys do have this available, you guys will want to make your way over to a merc camp, although you guys could choose to do a stronghold or even an Aether Extractor contract if you prefer to do that to get your mercenaries. And with this one, it's so much easier than some of the other field upgrades we've had in the past, is all you're going to need to do is get near the mercenaries when you activate the Tesla Storm. Once you guys get close enough to them, the Tesla Storm will actually stun them. You're just going to move from mercenary to mercenary as quickly as you can. It can be beneficial if you're not working in a squad to have a couple extra self-revives just in case, because you are going to be running directly up to the mercenaries and hoping to stun them, and you might actually get taken out in the process. I basically just went from mercenary to mercenary within the camp, stunning each and every one of them that I could get a hold of within the single activation of the Tesla Storm. And again, unlike some of the other ones we've completed in the past, you guys should be able to knock out a majority of them within a single activation. All you guys really have to do here is hit or stun the mercenaries by getting close to them while your Tesla Storm is active, stunning them. And once you're able to hit 10 of them, even if it's across multiple Tesla Storm activations, you guys will be able to knock out part 1. Now part 2 is just going to ask us to kill 50 zombies affected by the Tesla Storm field upgrade. Again, it's going to be very similar to how you did it for part 1, only this time you do have to worry about zombies instead, so you guys can actually build up a good horde of them. And if you do have other people with you, it does actually chain to the other people in your party when you activate it. So this one could benefit you to be in a squad, because anytime you activate that Tesla Storm, it's going to chain to any of your teammates nearby, stunning or having the potential to stun more zombies. And while the zombies are actually stunned by your Tesla Storm or being affected by it, you're just simply going to want to eliminate them. A good way to knock this part out quickly would be to go and grab an escort contract. That way you guys have a significant amount more zombies, or even an outlast contract. That way you guys can not only build up the field upgrade quite a bit quicker, you guys can then activate it as soon as you get it, eliminating the zombies that it does affect, being able to then put progress on your mission pretty quickly. Once you guys are able to repeat this process enough times to then eliminate the 50 zombies affected by your Tesla Storm field upgrade, you will then knock out part 2 and complete this mission. Alright, next up we have most firepower. This one is going to be 3 parts. Part 1 is asking us to pack a punch a weapon to level 3. Now in my experience, you don't want to bring in a pack 3 crystal even if you have one available, because sometimes if you choose to use the crystal, it actually doesn't even count as pack a punching to level 3, even if it is to level 3. So the best plan of action when going for this mission is to come in with a pack 1 crystal if that's all you got, or if you guys do have access to a pack 2 crystal, you guys could bring that guy in, pack a punching to level 2. Then that would leave you the ability to go over to the machine once you've acquired enough essence to then pack a punch to level 3, pretty much avoiding the possibility of part 1 bugging out and then not being complete. So once you guys actually infill, your main goal is going to be to collect as much essence as possible. So you're going to want to complete as many contracts as possible. And obviously, depending on whether or not you spawn in with a pack 1 or 2 crystal will determine how much essence you need to acquire. If you guys are coming in, you don't have access to anything, you're just going in with a weapon, you guys will need the 5,000 for Pack-a-Punch 1, which you guys can do in the Tier 1 zone. You'll need an additional 10,000 to go to Pack-a-Punch 2, which you will have to make your way into the Tier 2 zone in order to do. And then you guys would have to make your way all the way to the Tier 3 zone to hit the Pack-a-Punch level 3, which will cost you 15,000. 30,000. So in total, you guys would need 30,000 essence in order to go from non-pack-a-punched all the way to pack-a-punch level 3 within a single run. Now again, my best recommendation is come with a pack 2 crystal. That way you guys can just work toward the 15,000, head over to the tier 3 zone, hit the pack-a-punch in the tier 3 zone, which I definitely recommend bringing decoys for. That way when you guys get over to it, throw your decoy, you pack-a-punch your weapon for the 15,000 essence, pack-a-punching it to level 3, knocking out part 1. Now part 2 is just asking us to kill 100 zombies with a level 3 pack-a-punch weapon. This is going to be pretty easy. Once you guys already have access to the weapon, it's pack-a-punch level 3. You guys can head to the tier 2 zone once again, or even the tier 1 zone if you guys want to make it even easier. But the idea here is you are going to need to kill 100 zombies, so I recommend going and grabbing a contract. An escort contract is perfect, as you guys should be able to get more than 100 zombies within that time period. If not, all you're going to need to do is complete the contract and continue eliminating zombies around the area until you eliminate 100. Then once you're able to kill 100 enemies with that pack-a-punch level 3 weapon, part 2 is then complete. Now part 3 is just asking us to kill a mega bomb or a mega abomination with a level 3 pack-a-punch weapon. Now you guys could choose to do a bounty, although it's going to be significantly harder, and you guys aren't really going to want to use the turrets, as you guys have to eliminate it with the level 3 pack-a-punch weapon. But my recommendation is finding one of the mega abominations on the outskirts of the map, kind of near the tier 2 zone. Traditionally, they're on the other side of the bridge in the tier 3 zones. So if you guys are hanging out anywhere near the tier 3 zone on the outside, even if you're in the tier 2 zone, you guys should be able to spot them. Once you guys are able to spot or find yourself your mega abomination, I definitely recommend trying to bait him toward the tier 2 zone, as it can be a little bit easier to deal with the surrounding zombies if you're not standing in the red zone itself. Then you guys are just going to want to focus on its heads, looking for the glowing mouth that is available, shooting at that, giving yourself some more crit damage, being able to do a lot more damage in a lot less time. If you guys are running solo, it might take you a little bit longer to eliminate him, but you guys should still be able to be successful, especially if you're using this method, baiting him towards the tier 2 zone. You guys will continue shooting at him, focusing on those glowing mouths. Once you guys are able to do enough damage eliminating him, you guys will then kill the mega abomination, knocking out part 3. Now the one thing I do want to mention in regards to this final part of this mission is the only person who does get credit for killing the mega abomination is the one that delivers the final blow. So you guys will have to do this for each individual in the party that does need the mega abomination elimination. So if there's 3 of you, you guys will need to kill 3 mega abominations, each of you getting the final blow. But once you guys are able to kill a mega abomination with a level 3 pack-a-punch weapon, that'll knock out part 3 and complete this mission. All right, next up we have paint the target. This one is going to be 3 parts, and it's probably the easiest to knock out in all of this tier. Part 1 is asking us to kill 20 mercenaries with precision airstrikes. So the first step is getting access to the precision airstrike. So once you guys actually infill, you're going to want to complete contracts. I recommend going up to like 10,000 essence. That way you guys can purchase 4 or 5 of these precision airstrikes at 2,000 each. Then head over to your nearest buy station. Hopefully, if you guys get good RNG, first buy station you go to will have the precision airstrikes. You guys will then be able to purchase 4 or 5 of these guys and be able to go ahead and knock out this mission. So for the mercenaries, I definitely recommend one of the easiest places to take them out will be the mercenary camps, as they tend to stand in a majority of the locations these guys are available in, right out in the open. So you guys will be able to go ahead and go over to one of these mercenary camps, call in your precision airstrike, and as long as you guys have good placement with it, you might even be able to knock out the majority, if not all of the camp in a single airstrike. I have found that there is up to like 10 mercenaries at a single camp. So again, if you guys get good placement, maybe you guys will even get 10 eliminations at a single camp. But basically, you're going to repeat this exact same process, head over to another mercenary camp, go ahead, aim in the center of it with your precision airstrike, wait for your precision airstrike to roll in. That will then eliminate a significant amount of these guys, hoping to put a ton of progress towards your mission. But once you guys are actually able to repeat this process at multiple camps, probably up to like 3 of them, you guys should be able to knock out the 20 precision airstrike eliminations on the mercs, knocking out part 1. Now part 2 is just asking us to hit a mercenary convoy with a precision airstrike. Now this is one of the reasons you guys wanted to buy like 4 or 5 of them, just in case it takes you a few to get the 20 eliminations for part 1. Then you guys are definitely going to want to have one on deck. Then you guys are going to want to drive around the map. I recommend staying on the highway. It kind of goes in a circle, or almost like a circle around the entire map. And if you guys continue to drive around this, at some point you guys should run into a mercenary convoy. You guys will get some sort of audio cue kind of letting you know there's one in the area, and it will obviously be on your map signified by 3 armored trucks. Now at any point that you guys do see these, you're going to want to make your way over to them, and as soon as you start firing at any of the trucks, I recommend just shooting at the truck itself. They should actually stop wherever they're at on the road, jump out of their vehicles to start shooting at you. At this point, you're going to pull out your precision airstrike, aim your airstrike at the center of the 3 vehicles, go ahead and call that guy in. When that guy comes in, it might even knock out the entire convoy within a single shot, but as long as it hits somewhere within the range of the convoy, it will hit the convoy with the precision airstrike, knocking out part 2. Now part 3 is just asking us to hit a merc camp with a precision airstrike. If you guys are following my method for part 1, it's more than likely by the time you guys get to this, you'll have already knocked out part 3. But basically, if you haven't at this point and you guys did your mercs another way, you guys could then just go ahead and open up your tac map, look for one of the 10 icons on your map. You guys will be able to head over to this location with your precision airstrike. You guys will then be able to just call it in somewhere within the area of the camp. As long as it hits the guys at the camp, it should be able to count towards the progress. Once you guys are able to hit the Merc camp with a precision airstrike, that will knock out part 3 and complete this mission. All right, next up we have our last and final mission known as Crash and Burn. Now this one's going to be one part. It's asking us to shoot down 3 enemy helicopters. Now there's a couple ways you guys can go about this. My recommendation is once you actually infill, maybe head over to a Merc camp or complete a quick contract, getting access to a mercenary stronghold key card. That way you guys can then go over to the stronghold. And honestly, once you actually unlock the stronghold, you guys should get access to 1 enemy helicopter. And then once you guys actually clear it out and activate the safe, you guys then should get access to another mercenary helicopter. At this point, completing a singular stronghold will give you access to at least 2 of those helicopters, which all you're going to really need to do is once they start coming in, just fire at them with your weapon. Depending on which weapon you have, and if it's Pack-a-Punch, that obviously helps because you can double your magazine. You should be able to shoot it with enough bullets during the time period that it's trying to drop off the troops that it will disable the vehicle, eventually exploding it, counting towards your progress. And once you guys completed a stronghold and you've gotten the first 2 helicopters out of the way, you guys can then head over to something like an Aether Extractor, or just repeat the exact same process where you guys will get another helicopter to come in, dropping off more troops or mercenaries, where you guys will then be able to shoot at that helicopter as it's trying to do so. Whether you guys complete a stronghold and an Aether Extraction contract, multiple Aether Extraction contracts, multiple strongholds, doesn't matter. But once you guys are able to shoot down 3 of the reinforcement helicopters or 3 enemy helicopters in general, that will knock out this mission and complete Act 3 Tier 2. Now that's going to wrap things up for today's mission guide. Thank you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support in the channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace.